Hello, so I did my disability simulation and my case was number 20, which was the total knee replacement post-infection. So I had non-weight bearing and no range of motion in my leg. So for the part 1 questions, what did I learn about this experience and how will it help me to be a better clinician? I learned how hard it was to work, carry on a daily life, etc. with a significant illness. I definitely could have not survived by myself. And as a clinician, it will help me to be more empathetic and more understanding for my clients as they go through similar injuries and illnesses and things like that. For what I learned about the ADL/IADL process through the 48-hour disability simulation, I learned that it took a lot longer than my baseline to get dressed with no range of motion. It was really difficult to put on pants, especially jeans, without bending my leg, and to just get dressed without standing up. It took a lot longer, and I had to really adapt the way I was doing things, as well as getting ready at the sink. It was really tough because I was also on crutches, so I couldn't really balance well. And I also had difficulty with meal preparation. It took me a lot longer to make my lunch, get in and out of my car, and I was unable to walk my dog, so it really threw off all my ADLs and IADLs. Did I experience any empathy or sympathy during my disability simulation, and how did it affect my self-esteem? I felt like everyone was kind of pitying me. Some people would go like way out of their way to hold their door open, which was awesome, and then other people would be like, oh, you're injured, like blah blah blah. So overall it just felt like everyone sort of looked at me differently because I was injured. So as far as my self-esteem went, I didn't have as big of a disability as other people, so it might not have affected me as much, but I definitely felt like people were staring at me constantly, which wasn't great for my self-esteem. What was the most challenging for me during the 48 hours? I would say it would be a tie between going to work at the preschool that I work at and trying to get up the stairs in my apartment was really impossible. I ended up going and staying with my grandpa because he had a ranch, and I was totally unable to get up the stairs into my apartment. What specific items did I make for my meal? I did breakfast because I thought that that would be easier. So I cooked blueberry pancakes, scrambled eggs, and cut up fruit. The overall process, I could not decide what to cook because I knew that I didn't have the balance and the tolerance to be standing for a long period of time. So I wanted to cook something that would cook relatively quick. For purchasing, I already had a lot of the ingredients, which made it nice. So at Tops, I only had to get a few things, which was good because I couldn't push a cart or hold a basket with my crutches, so I had to just basically fit everything I could into the bag. Making the meal was really challenging because I had my crutches and I couldn't put any weight through my foot, so it was really difficult to keep a hold of my crutches and to be maneuvering things around, like be carrying things from the sink to the stove or the stove to the table. That was really difficult. Eating my meal was the easiest part because I didn't have any adaptations. Any adaptive equipment that would have been helpful would have been like a seat to sit in that was at the same height as the stove, so I could have sat and propped my leg up while I was making the meal. My group theory was occupational adaptation, but another theory that would have been good was MOHO. So MOHO is just adapting basically everything and looking at you as a whole. Okay. And occupational adaptation is basically just changing your environment to fit your needs. To make this assignment better for students in the future, I really enjoyed the way it was set up where it was only 48 hours. I think longer than 48 hours would have made it really difficult to complete the task, but maybe switching up the different photos that students are asked to take would make the course better for the future if you asked them to do specific things, like go to a certain place in the community or something like that. I think would make the thing better for the future.